Craig Spohn is the executive director, Cyber Innovation Center. Hey, Mr. Craig, welcome to Keel. How you doing this morning?
Good, Robert. Thanks. How are you this morning?
National Summit. Man, this is a long and very intimidating name. The National Summit on State Cybersecurity is kicking off today, I guess. Tell me about it and why this is so important for our area.
Well, I'm just down the street from your office at the convention center, and we've got representatives from all 50 states. There's over 250 state officials here whose job it is to protect the individual states and that infrastructure that they operate in, and also to protect the citizens and the businesses within their states. And so that covers a pretty wide swath. If you look at it, we've got everything from election security to critical infrastructure being addressed, as well as workforce and education development initiatives.
So this is literally, and I don't use this term lightly, this is big boy around the world stuff. Why here?
We've got some real heavy hitters in the space right here today and tomorrow as well.
Run down the list. Tell us more about it.
Well, you've got Dr. Timothy Franklin, from the CEO from Raytheon, which is a major defense contractor. And you've got Nick Aiken, who is actually from Bossier City, but is president of American Electric Power, the parent company to SWEPCO. They're going to be sitting and having a conversation with Chris Krebs, who is the new director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency within DHS, Homeland Security. And so those are some pretty big names coming to town to play a part in what it is that folks are from all of the different states are coming here to learn in the way of best practices.
What does this mean for our community, for Shreveport-Bossier? 400 people coming to town to talk cybersecurity. I kind of feel like we're the hub this morning.
Well, our governor, John Bell Edwards, and Governor Asa Hutchinson from Arkansas are chairing the cyber subcommittee for the National Governors Association. And Governor Edwards picked our community because we are kind of the central hub for all of the cyber initiatives within the state. And we've got not a really well advertised, but a pretty good reputation around the nation as a leader in cyber.
You guys will be discussing cybersecurity, the latest trends, jobs in the industry too. That's got to be key for our local market, Craig.
Well, it's going to continue to be a big part of our local market. The things that we're doing from a workforce development standpoint are unique in the nation. Now, we've reached out and impacted 2.5 million students with the educational programs we've developed here in Louisiana. But what we started 10 years ago is demonstrating the fruits of that labor in a continuous and sustainable workforce initiative that other industry members are going to come here to take advantage of, like General Dynamics has here recently, and all of the other major defense contractors that also support Air Force Global Strike Command.
You know, you made a point. Let me follow up on something that Aaron had asked. You get big boy companies like Raytheon and some of these other big defense contractors that are so obviously tied to Barksdale in a number of ways. But since they're all going to be here for a few days, does this sort of enhance our chances of them in any way expanding here, bringing more jobs here? And if that's the case, what do we got to do to impress them?
Well, I would certainly hope so. I think that what we're doing educationally is unique. The availability of that workforce is very limited anywhere you go. There's not an unemployed cybersecurity specialist anywhere in the country. So the ability to attract them is a second-tier effect of having produced a workforce that is sustainable and repeatable and continuous, and I think that is a big bragging right for us. But we also have a tremendous amount of infrastructure. We've got all the lit and dark fiber that any of these companies could possibly use, and you combine that with the incentives that the state provides that are statutory on software development-related issues. We are very attractive as a destination for business.
The governor will be here for a good part of the summit, or just kind of to open it? And what is his message going to be to these folks?
I just happen to know what that speech looks like. But he's going to talk about the things that we have done with the Cyber Commission he created about 14, 16 months ago. And is taking the form right now in the current legislative session down in Baton Rouge with 6 bills that are dedicated to cyber. And some are education and workforce. Many of them are for the protection of the businesses, the government, and the citizens of the state of Louisiana to get them up to the highest cyber protection standards that exist in the nation. I believe that other states that will be hearing that message will be asking to adopt that best practice as it relates to being able to secure the citizens of every community across the nation.
Craig, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. Let me mention this to you. I saw a piece on 60 Minutes last weekend or 2 weekends ago about ransomware and attacks on American businesses, and that it may be coming to our phones soon. Is this something that we're going to learn more about how to fight and how to battle during these 2 days here? Are these people going to hear more about how to take on all these hackers?
Well, yes, we've got Chris Krebs that runs the new Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency here, and he has a cyber awareness program. And when you look at the problems that we face in this space, the ransomware is really just a function of somebody having opened something that they shouldn't have opened and given somebody access to their machine that takes that machine away from them and then holds it hostage until such time as the ransom is paid. And so it's almost 100% human error that drives the ability of these people to exploit and take advantage of us. So this issue of awareness is really the thing that we need to drive home to everybody in the space, because it's the individual users that are creating the openings and the vulnerabilities for those people who, seek to exploit those capabilities.